Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ReaperCast. I'm Johnny Hustler, and it is time for our E3 extravaganza. So without further ado, we got a packed up show here. Let's get around the horn. As usual, number 2 spot, my co-host from Connecticut, from his janitor's closet. Jammer, how the hell are you? What you drinking and what you playing?
Well, I'm drinking a Fat Tire right now. I really like that beer. E3 cast. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, E3.
Oh, shit.
I've heard that show's coming up next week.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just be quiet this episode then and just let everybody else talk. One thing I am looking forward to, I've been having my Fat Tire. I've been doing my PC gaming, and there was a lot of great feedback on the last show about the Lala rant section. So I'm looking forward to see what he has prepared again for us this week, because we got a lot of good feedback on that new segment of the show. So I'm a little excited right now. I'm waiting for that moment, John.
And as we know, you got to start up, when you start up a new segment, you got to keep it going consistently. So
absolutely.
Speaking of the ranter himself, the head grumpkin, the man behind the tomato meter, Jack Lala Calamari, how the hell are you? What you drinking? What you playing?
Tomato meter DEFCON 5 right now.
That a new beer?
I wish I would buy it. I'm drinking right now Southern Tier. Why the hell's not?
Ooh.
So yeah, I thought I kind of liked the name, so I bought a 6-pack. So why the hell not?
John, if I can interject real quick, I'm a little concerned about Lala because he doesn't have his toilet bowl picture behind him. He's in a new location.
Yeah, I'm in a separate part of the room. I'm in actually the same room, but facing away from everybody else, trying to block out any noise from my family.
Okay, I know audio, nobody gives a shit and can see the toilet bowl, but I was concerned about it, and that's all I really care about. So, okay, I feel better. Thank you.
Oh, so he's just kind of taking a 90-degree turn.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I took a 90-degree turn.
Okay. Here we thought you were.
He does have Captain Morgan's though. He's got Captain Morgan's and some vodka back there too.
I have Captain Morgan's 100% spiced rum.
Wait,
he holds it to the camera for the audio.
Was that a blast? Was that voice a blast from the past?
It sounded like God.
We haven't heard that voice in a long time.
That's like when we used to broadcast live and all of a sudden like God would speak to us.
Yes, the Almighty from on high, the disembodied voice, and he's back.
Yes. Does that mean
the fourth chair, making his triumphant return. Digital Ciphers, how the hell are you? What you drinking? What you playing?
I am pulling a you-know-who and drinking water, and I'm playing ARK and PUBG.
Battlegrounds.
Does this mean that he's back? Like that we're going to go back to having him produce and everything? Is this like...
No.
He's hired.
Yeah. Once you run, you can't get off the show.
Hey, I had to chug 2 glasses of coffee just to be here tonight, so...
I know some of us like our sleep.
It's been a few hours since this is our early bird special.
Yep.
Yeah, this is well past his bedtime, and like I said, it's been ages, in many shows since we've heard that voice.
Been a lot of hard
back on.
A lot of hard contract negotiating to get him back on.
Brought him back for special occasions.
Yeah.
Had to have a foot put in my ass.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get over to a brief look at the community and what we're doing in the next week or two. Shooter McGavin Mondays, as usual, the various shooters. We've had some Battlefield 1, and we've had some Paladins, and maybe a little Overwatch going on those nights. With the Morrowind release, the ESO Dungeon Dives are coming back on Tuesdays. Jack, you want to say a little something about that real quick before I know we're talking about it in the news.
We'll talk about it in the news.
I guess that's a little bit he's going to say about it. So, as usual, Wednesday nights are our community nights. We had a couple of parties of Battlefield 1 going again last time, and a lot of guys on the PC side. What are we sitting at? About 50 on the PC side now? 50 pretty active guys?
Like 45 or so, and I'm sure there's some that haven't even joined the Steam group yet.
So we're getting quite a boost on the PC end as well. And, of course, on Fridays, we got the Drunken Battlefield going on. Battlefield 1, get your beer out, get your old ass gun.
Also, for the Drunken Fridays, we also throwing in some retro Destiny raids. We're revisiting Vault of Glass, Sword of Crota. We had a big group in last week, running through the old raids. A few of the guys haven't done any. They've played, they're like level 400 and they haven't played Vault of Glass. I'm like, well, that's just not right. So we're going to start running through that with the Destiny 2 hype. We figured we'd revisit.
What, Johnny, how many times did you do those raids?
I have not done raids.
Oh,
I've done about everything else, but I have not raided.
Okay. Was it? I mean, I know you played it a lot, but I just, just kind of wonder why you never did a raid.
No, I have done just about everything else on there, but I never hit the raids.
Okay. Your light levels was good and everything?
Pretty good. I think I'm just under 400.
Oh, actually, I almost fell out of my chair. I did not expect that to be the answer.
I think it was an accident.
I'm not far under 400.
I'm going to have to look that up and verify it.
Just not too far under.
220, maybe? 225?
Oh.
No, that's me. That's me.
No, digital
that's
is.
you. That's because you didn't come back whenever the crack pipe got reloaded. All right. So for more on community night events and other nights throughout the week, go to GrimReaperGamers.com/events to check out the calendar. Gaming news. Like I said, we're going to be clipping along fairly quickly. So yes.
Host.
Oh,
Did you read the agenda? Don't let him get out of it. We have a new segment.
No. Yes.
I know you were off
you want to say, Lala?
This is his moment. So just shut the mics and let him go.
Yeah, so my rant this week was I was going to throw something spicy in that Jared probably wanted me to hear, but my coworkers, I want to rant about them. The GRG staff. No, actually, this week, I guess we might as well just tackle it. And my rant this week is having to deal with adult gamers who can't behave like adult gamers. Lately, we've had a few issues. We had some people just get out of control, and I actually had to step in and mod and remove people from GRG. And I can't express how badly I hate this part of running GRG, owning GRG. I don't ever want to have to get involved, tell people no, they can't do this, behave, settle down. And this one individual happened to make me do that this week. And who was someone who I considered a friend that I enjoyed gaming with on the Elder Scrolls side of the world. But in Battlefield, the guy couldn't contain himself. We were losing members. We had a lot of issues. And I had to step in and put my foot down and say, you're gone. We're done. We're cutting ties and we're moving on. Yeah. So tomato meter was about as red as it can get at that point. It was an ugly situation. We contacted this person several times. We tried to deal with it. The guy wouldn't comply. We had to do what we had to do. And it sucks. So that's my rant for this week. And there you go.
This is an awesome segment. I'm glad we do this segment now.
Well, it's kind of like, self-help for me because, it was kind of upsetting for me. This is not what you want to do. You run this site because we want to game with each other, drink a few beers online, bullshit, and tell, stupid jokes, your mom jokes, and having to actually interfere and treat someone, get involved and try to get somebody to behave is a terrible thing to do. And I don't know. So
I think everybody likes this segment, probably besides Grex is probably the only one that probably does not like the segment.
Grex is probably going to kill me for this, but you know what? It is what it is. I mean,
That's okay. Jammer's already warned him on Discord.
I already warned Grex.
Yeah.
I can hear it in the background, Darth Vader going, no.
But,
all over
it's
Lala's
unfortunate.
shoulders, a voice going, good, let the hate flow through you.
Every once in a while we had this issue. We had this issue with a group of Destiny gamers. We had this issue with another console. And it's maddening. I just can't understand that you're supposed to be 25 years old. Behave like a goddamn adult. I mean, no one takes anything serious here. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. That's my rant, and I'm moving on.
Well, as someone who has to deal with adults in the baseball realm, I feel your pain. God, I feel your pain.
Yeah, because I'm the person that gets stuck with being the asshole and having to set it straight. And, people think, oh, Lala's a big dick, Jack's a big dick. Well, you put me in that corner and didn't want to be there, didn't want it to happen. What are you going to do?
You're overcompensating with the big dick.
No, I'm not. It's huge.
It's huge.
You've seen the pictures. I send them to you every day.
I see them. I do see the pictures. Daily Lala dick pics. Nothing better than that. What a way to end the rant segment.
Anyway, moving on.
Oh my God. Yikes. That took a scary turn. All right.
I'll be getting a text from Grex as soon as he listens to this. You fucking asshole.
I think you're
You might be getting it during the recording. All right. Gaming news, which will kind of morph into E3. So first bit of gaming news, as we mentioned during community nights, information. Morrowind Expansion for Elder Scrolls Online finally drops Tuesday the 6th. You'll be hearing this one just around the time that that should drop. So our ESO community is getting a ton of new content. Morrowind is going to be joining the vast landscape of Elder Scrolls Online. And what are they saying? 30 hours of content just in quests?
It's going to be pretty big. I mean, I've played a few of the DLCs for Elder Scrolls is huge. Elder Scrolls Online is huge. I played a few of the DLCs, and they're monstrous. There's a big time investment. There's little expansions like Thieves Guild, Assassin's Guild, and whatnot. It takes a lot of time to get through them, and then there's a lot of stuff to do if you want to progress even further. I mean, the base story is a good amount of hours. So I think they're saying like 30 hours of content plus all the extra bullshit. They will also be throwing in a new class, the Warden, and you get a little bear buddy to go with you. And it's apparently the first truly hybrid class where it's you can be a tank, you could be a healer, or you could be DPS. It's pretty flexible. Whatever you want to be, you can be that with this class. They'll also be introducing Battlegrounds, and this is a small-scale PvP. It's 4 versus 4 versus 4, so there's 3 teams, and they're going to be offering different games like Deathmatch, Domination, and Capture Flag, and they'll have 3 maps to start. Yeah, and that's pretty much about it, what I have so far. What's coming with Elder Scrolls?
I'm sorry. I thought you were finishing up.
No, yeah, and this is like, I didn't say what I was playing, so, obviously I play this a lot on Xbox, and we'll be making a big push to increase our Elder Scrolls guild once this gets released.
I was just saying, Nail Bunny's done a great job stepping up, taking care of that community, and I did like Digital's idea of a regulators night. But if we do that, I think Dig would prefer that we have a camera on Lala's head, so when it explodes from us going all over the place, we can watch you get angry when we try and do PvP.
Yeah, if you actually want to see what Grim Reaper Gamers is all about, there's 2 videos on YouTube I recommend. There's the downtime in Cyrodiil, which is typical of GRG. It involves a lot of lap dancing, and then there's and push-ups. And then there's the regulators video to watch, and that's when someone makes a call out that there's 4 enemies. So I say, go ahead and kill these fuckers. And next thing you know, 40 people come out and just stomp us, and it was bad.
John, are you getting more?
And yeah, Digital may have been the person to say 4.
Right.
I think he said he had chicken at the end of the video. I don't know. At least I have chicken.
Is John getting Morrowind?
I am kicking it around. I am still kind of on the fence. I really want to get into this game. Then I look at my schedule and I realize, I'm going to be away from my Xbox half of next week and then 2 weeks after that for a whole week. And by then you all will be so freaking far ahead of me again that.
Well, one of the things that's nice about the way this Elder Scrolls works now is it's not level defined unless it's end game stuff, which you really haven't tackled too much. So they created this thing, One Tamriel, so anybody from any faction and any level can do content anywhere. So if you could bring your level 20 guy, level 8 guy, I'm sorry, I'm thinking Johnny terms, level 8, you can come
10.
along. You can come along and
I think I was 10.
With my end game guy, and we could, complete the same content together because it scales to your level and it also scales to my level. So it really levels in Elder Scrolls is meaningless unless you go into like the raids, or they call it trials, or PvP. Cyrodiil will make a big difference, but there's different versions of. There's like champion versions of Cyrodiil and there's non-champion. So I mean, there's ways to get around that as well.
And that's a great thing that you can't, like that we talked about last show with Destiny, how it left people behind with the light level, where this you can still get together, whether you're a Johnny, or a person that actually plays games.
And that's what our Tuesday nights are geared for, people of all different levels. So we try to put together an event where everybody can partake in and join in, no matter what level, what faction they're in. We want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to get involved and play the game a little bit. Have a good time. Yeah, because it kind of sucks being like level 10 and out of the loop, where Elder Scrolls does a great job of getting everybody together to play.
Well, yeah, See, and I think that's what got me out of it was because I thought, I just figured it'd be like every other damn MMO style game we have that you get behind, screw you.
Yeah,
You're kind of you're screwed.
That's mostly for end level stuff, and Elder Scrolls is a bitch. It takes forever to level, and it takes forever to get to champion 600. I'm not even close to that, but we're working towards it. And and as Jammer said, Nail Bunny really stepped up and helped with the guild, and I expect it to really grow.
Yeah, they don't really push you through, like I actually was playing a little with DC Universe tonight, and it's like level up, level up, level up, level up. You blow through those early, like WoW, I know does it too.
Yeah.
And leveling, that's why it's not a traditional MMO in a lot of senses that way. And it's good that they're doing it. And I wish more game companies would do that where, my time that I can put into a game isn't the same as other people. Dig puts a lot of hours in when he's interested into a game. And so then I hate that feeling that John talks about. It's like, well, fuck, I'm already behind. What's the point? I can't play with my friends because they've been playing the game, hours more than I have, and now I'm fucked. So I really wish other developers would take that into note and try and work on that so you can always game with your friends no matter how often they commit to a game.
Yeah, it was really smart for them to adhere to this new game style. They're very progressive with MMOs compared to others. You would definitely, if you played pretty much any other MMO, you'd be left in the dark and all right, I'm solo up until I get to end game, and that kind of sucks.
All right, so for those of you listening out there who have maybe let ESO fall by the wayside, there you go,
Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the only one.
A lot of people have. I looked at
There's at least one other.
Yeah, there's a few. Gunny.
So if you're not sure, if you're on the fence, it sounds like they have ways to get you right back into it and get you back into the game so you're not just stuck hammering out dull ass quests by yourself. So good deal. All right, so a lot of people looking forward to that. That'll be big, especially with the summer months. Rumors going around that Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1 will be a standalone release on the 20th of this month for PlayStation 4 and on the 20th of July for Xbox One. So the thing we've always speculated now is rumored. And how do you think this is going to be something announced at E3 or...
I will say that I am pretty sure that was their drop dead date where they said that if we're going to do it, this is when we have to do it. Because if they push it any few more months back, it could cannibalize the next Call of Duty sales. And so this is the perfect spot to do it, right? Like halfway between.
And it's an easy cash grab. So whether they're going to charge $20-$30 for the title. The thing that sucks is I believe that you have to actually buy DLC again. So I've already had Call of Duty 1, obviously, and to play it on the Xbox, the remastered version, I got to buy the DLC over again. So I don't know.
I'm wondering about this move just being a little bit late because we are we'll be by the time it hits Xbox, we'll be less than 4 months out from World War II.
Sure.
And
it's a retro title to me. Retro titles, as I say all the time, even this game, at first you're like, oh man, that was the best game ever and all this shit. And then you start playing it, and there's a reason why it's a retro title. So it doesn't have as long of a shelf life for the majority of gamers as a new title does.
No, but this was one of the best titles of Call of Duty. So I would like to see it, play it. Yeah, but $30 on it, I don't know. It's something I would like to revisit. I like to see it on the new graphics. Call of Duty got away from what made it really good, which would make this game interesting. But yeah, I know that I'd play it for a week and then I'd move on.
If it's more than $20, I'm not even interested. I'm not even sure I'm interested in it at $20.
Yeah,
but more than $20, no.
I don't think I'm interested either.
From things Digits, I don't think you would get it either, right, Dig?
No, I wouldn't get it if it was $5.
There you go.
Digital will be one of those guys that complained if it was installed for free.
If it was free, I would download it and play on Clan Nights. But that's about as far as my interest goes. I'd probably play it once.
That January, February period when the player base started to slack after the holidays, I think that's the point that they should have hit with the standalone.
Well,
because
they had hopes
Advanced or Infinite Warfare was piss.
Well, they had hopes that wouldn't be piss, and they had hopes that it would compete with Battlefield 1 and whatnot and be the major title that past Call of Duties were, and they didn't want to lose DLC sales. I think we're at the point now with Call of Duty and that series where they need to just give that DLC free. This should be something they give away free, games of gold for the hell of it. My understanding now, too, with the remastered is they added in microtransactions into it, like special guns and shit that really fuck with it. And it fucks up balance. So, yeah, it's something I would stay away from.
Yeah, if that's the case, then it is a hard pass.
I mean, no
thanks.
I think I played Black Ops 2 one time since it came on backwards compatible. Yeah. But then again, backwards compatible titles and playing online is a whole different experience as an Xbox One native titles.
Yeah, the whole menu system's a drag.
You try and invite friends. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible. We found that out with Red Dead Redemption.
Sure. Yep. I mean, it works great on the 360. And the 360, the party and invite system was great. But emulating that through an Xbox One is painful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of the user base isn't educating and doing it. So then you're dealing with telling people what you have to do, and you're sitting there wasting time.
And then
going through all the process.
Imagine telling a GRG member how to do it.
Or you, who's a menu potato.
That's hurtful.
You're welcome.
All right.
I'm already going to get yelled at. I'm waiting for the text from Grex. You fucking asshole. I'm waiting for that.
For people that cannot see the cast right now, I'm bowing.
All right. So light news week. Obviously, we expected that because next week is E3. So right now, all the companies are getting ready to present starting next weekend. Yes, Jammer.
This is actually not a joke. This is actually relevant, but I wanted to start before you started delving into this because we kind of talked about it in a chat a little bit earlier today. I've always really looked forward to E3. I like when June comes around, I'm like, E3 is here. I can't wait. And years we've done the cast, I'm like, we're planning the E3 cast. We're excited about it. We're talking about all the different things that we could bring out there. And this, I don't know if it's me or I'm kind of like, oh, whatever. I'm not excited about this E3. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm about 50-50, and I'll probably go into some of those reasons as we step through the various segments here regarding E3, the console makers and the major game publishers that we're going through. So yeah, I'll probably like I said, I'm about 50-50. There's a part of me that's got some real excitement, and there's a part of me that's thinking we're going to see a lot of deja vu from last year, and almost like I told you in chat earlier that this is 2016 part 2.
Well, I want to know too, because I know Dig generally in the years past, you've watched the pressers when they happen.
Yeah, I'm normally pretty interested. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you generally follow it very well. So
I'm really not this year. I'm expecting the same shit we saw last year. I don't think we're going to get any hardcore release dates. It's going to be a bunch of delays, and I don't know. I'm just not expecting much. And there's 2 or 3 games I'm looking forward to, and I don't even expect to see them at E3. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's just not as much. And, Lala never pays attention anyway.
No, so. I don't care. I think the big issue with E3 now is everybody's doing their own thing. So we had the Destiny 2 reveal, what, a week or so ago?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's probably the biggest title on everybody's purchase list. May not be everybody here's purchase list, but for gamers, that's going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of guys buying Destiny 2. That's something we're looking forward to. So now that they're not part of E3, or they're not revealing that stuff at E3, it takes away from a lot of it. That's like your biggest title not going to be there, not going to reveal their stuff there. So you're dealing, it feels like you're dealing with the lesser titles or whatever. Everybody's dumping their stuff prior to it or after it, doing their own thing. And why not,
I'm not necessarily even interested in watching the pressers. Like normally I'm like hoping that I have time free during the day to watch them.
But see, you're lying because you will.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it because I'll be sitting in my desk at work with nothing else to do. So, I mean,
well, and how many of these happen at work anymore? How many of these actually happen at work anymore? I mean, EA, Microsoft, and Bethesda happen Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, see,
EA's Saturday at 3 Eastern. Microsoft is Sunday at 5 Eastern, and Bethesda it'll be Sunday night, but more like, it's 9 Pacific, so that'd be like midnight Eastern. Boy, there's a convenient time. Thanks, guys.
Well, they're screwed.
Yeah.
I'll be gaming. Those are all my gaming times. Like, they're screwed.
Yeah, I mean, you have the PC gaming show, Ubisoft, Sony.
They're scrambling
Nintendo
right now. they're hearing this casting right now, but that's just like, oh shit, digital is going to be gaming. What the fuck are we going to do?
I think one of the issues we have with E3 and the interest is a lot of the stuff they show isn't stuff that's coming out that year or coming out ever. How many times have we seen stuff?
PlayStation.
I read an article about games that were promised at E3 that never came out. Like one of them was like 2008, and I forgot about like This Is Vegas. Remember?
Oh
like,
yeah. It's supposed to be that big MMO like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. So I'm sorry, John.
Rainbow Six Patriot or whatever it was called. Or
what
was
it?
Siege. Was it Milo? Was it Milo at E3? Or was
it was supposed to be a Kinect title, which Kinect's dead.
Yeah, Kinect's dead, and Milo never even came close to being released.
And that Scalebound that they really pushed last year. Let's go ahead, John.
Half of Sony's presentation is probably going to be part of this year's. We'll talk about it in a second here. So, all right, let's go through Xbox. Xbox Windows 10. Nowadays, there's so many gray lines between them now. We've just kind of thrown them together. Obviously, the big thing, Scorpio. And, we know the specs now. This goes right back to what Lala just said. They have their own dang things. There's no anticipation for the specs. Now we just need to know what it looks like and when it's going to come out and how much.
And what the true name will be.
Yes.
I think they should just stick with Scorpio. It's a good name. Why not? I think you're going to see the price and you're going to see the release date. And obviously, you're going to see the titles are showcasing on it, like Forza. I mean, I've seen some of the screenshots for Forza, and I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like you're watching like real cars. And every time you play a game, you're thinking like, it can't get any better than this. And like, I'm playing Forza Horizons 3 on my 4K TV with Xbox Slim, and I mean, it looks awesome. And then I see the screenshots for Forza 7 of like supposedly, actual gameplay. And I'm like, get the fuck out. I mean, this car looks like I'm driving like it looks like a real car.
I'm gonna leave my Scorpio thoughts until we get to our bold predictions at the end.
No,
we're doing that because I put that in there. But I'm interested actually with Scorpio for digital, because like he's a high end. I mean, I'm kind of PC gamer, but like digital's got like a huge setup for PC gaming, and he's got the 4K and everything. So he's got that stuff. So I'm wondering if this is going to pull you away from your PC or not with the specs on the Scorpio.
No.
Yeah, it's a high-end PC player.
Well, one hitch is anytime I'm using my Xbox, I go through a capture card. So until there's a 4K capture card that at least has 4K pass-through, I don't really care about the actual recording, but it's got to have 4K pass-through. There's no reason for me to get a Scorpio because it's going to be 1080p running through the capture card. Yes, I could get rid of the capture card, but y'all know me. That's just what I do. I like to record my stuff all the time. So that's one thing keeping me from it. Two, somebody's built a PC with the same specs. It does run 4K, but they had to turn everything off, like anti-aliasing, all that stuff. Well, I can do that on my PC now. I don't, so it's all about the games. If there's games that are coming out that are for Xbox and Scorpio really takes advantage of them and I want to play them, then yeah, I'll go get it. But it's going to drop in price just like everything else really fast. Yeah. These Xboxes drop fast. So wait 6 months, it drops $100 and I'm really going to jump on it. But I have 2 Xboxes. Do I need another Xbox?
Speaking of the price, I mean, like what's this Slim Xbox S? It's selling now. You can get the bundle with a game for $250. I mean, you can't beat that.
The one thing I would probably consider the Scorpio for right now, because I don't really have the intention of getting a 4K TV at this time, at least not in the next year. The one thing I would look at is if that menu system is going to be sluggish as shit on my current Xbox, which I have a launch one. I never moved up to the S. So I have a launch one that at that point, it might maybe be worth it to me just for the bit of a performance difference, and the games will be 1080p, so you can actually take advantage of my TV, maybe. And I'm kind of sitting where digital's at, waiting that 6 months or so for that price drop. Yeah. I'm figuring this is gonna be a $500 console coming out of the gate.
I think
wait till it drops 100.
I think if you don't have a 4K TV, it's a pass for you. I just don't see the benefit. You're not going to see any additional.
Mine would be I have a day one console and the UI is so fucking slow.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah. The UI, the OS itself drags.
Yeah, see, I have the Slim, so my original one died. I had to replace it. So the chance of me getting a Scorpio into the house without the wife kicking my ass is probably not happening.
And there's the other thing. Maybe I just get a Slim with another price drop with the Slim with the Scorpio coming out. Maybe I just grab a Slim to accommodate the UI.
Now I do have a 4K TV, and then the Slim. I mean, it up converts everything to 4K, and it looks beautiful. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that really pushed me towards getting the Scorpio. I think obviously I would get one if my Xbox died now. I would try to hold out until the Scorpio, and I would shoot for that. But now that I have the Slim, am I going to really need that benefit? I don't know. I mean, I know I'm going to want one, so I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to want one. I'm going to see it. I'm going to want one, and that's that. I'm just going to get cock-blocked by the wife. I'll be honest. I mean, I don't have a PC that I game on anymore. My kids took that over. And it's not something I'm looking to replace because I'm fortunate enough where I get PCs from work. So I get business class PCs, laptops from work. I don't need to game on it. And so most of my gaming's done on the Xbox. It's just simple. It's easy. I think we'll also see some Battlefront 2 because I think that's going to be showcased for this console. And maybe even some Red Dead 2 in pure 4K.
That would be interesting.
And then, you're just going to be pressing pre-order right then and there. Johnny's going to be putting in his cart to see if he can order one.
I probably got my day one.
How you got your day one?
That is. I went to Amazon. They released some. I put it in my cart. It showed up, and then I was like, "Oh shit! Now what do I do? Do I buy it? What do I do?"
Yeah, mine will be in my cart underneath my new NVIDIA video card. That one comes first.
I'll buy your old one.
All right. Next, I got it on the list. There's been a push by Microsoft for a mid-level AR VR headset. Acer's one of the. I think Acer and Asus are coming out with them, running around the $300 price point. A couple other manufacturers trying to get into a more affordable, kind of get into that PlayStation 4 area. Now, so far, they've just talked about Windows 10, but the way these two are merging, I would not be surprised if we see this come out for Microsoft's Scorpio as well.
With VR, one of my coworkers lives above me when I'm on campus, has VR. I've never put the damn I've never tried it. He's got something where you can fly off into space or some shit, like to the moon, or I don't know what the hell it's called. I've had other people try it and use it, and I'm a gamer, and I've had no interest in the damn thing. That Star Trek Bridge Crew on PCs, like the first thing that's kind of made me like, boy, that'd be pretty fucking awesome.
I was watching that this week.
But that's it. I've had zero interest, and maybe Elite Dangerous might be good on it too. But it just reminds me of Kinect before, with a product that they keep trying to push, like this is the future, this is the future, this is the future, but doesn't mean that's what we want.
Jammer just wants to use the VR to check out the Star Trek uniforms, the mini skirts that they wear. I mean, let's not lie.
It's all fun and games till you're wearing a red shirt.
And you make a good point there with the Kinect, and it's like with the Milo thing. I go back to the game that never came out. I mean, that thing looked like that was the greatest thing in the world. You interact with the Xbox, and you can have all sorts of conversations with it. I don't see VR being a thing that ever interests me at the time. I'm lazy. I just want to lie on my couch and shoot people. I think the other game that would be interesting would be Forza. If you put it on, if you had a racing setup like Digital has, the whole, the seat, the steering wheel, and the shifters and whatnot, and you put the VR on, you can actually be in cockpit view and actually have a realistic view of all around your car. I think that'd be pretty cool.
See, I think the other problem that runs into our community, minus Didge, who does things all by himself all the time, scary things that we don't want to see. But I already, when I wear the headset, sometimes, feel guilty, or my kid comes downstairs trying to get my attention and I can't hear him. So now as an adult with a family, I'm going to put these fucking goggles on and all this stuff and have no idea. And like your wife's not going to get mad at you when she's trying to get your attention and you can't hear her or fucking see him, trying to wave you down. That's just a no-win scenario. It's the Kobayashi Maru, no-win scenario.
Well, just imagine what your kids are going to be doing when you have that headset on. You can't see it. And all the shit they're going to be doing to you.
My damn 14-year-old, you know what he's going to be doing? He's going to be messing with me like you wouldn't believe if I got a VR deal. He would be trying to screw with me. I would be getting hit in the ass with a ruler. He would be smacking me upside the head with shit. He would just...
Hey, Dad, what's the capital of Thailand? Bangkok.
When you have all these peripherals, you've got to have the want to really play on them to hook them up. I have a steering wheel. I have a HOTAS set up. I have all this stuff, but probably 80% of the time I'm using a controller because I'm being lazy. So it's a matter of wanting to use it. That headset, the wires, you got wires going everywhere. You got sensors. I mean, if you want good VR, you can go buy a Samsung VR and do stupid shit. But if you want real good VR, you got to have wires and sensors everywhere. And it seems like a pain more than fun.
That was one thing about these VR sets that Microsoft was also talking about. They're supposed to be, it's a different type of sensor arrangement and stuff to try to eliminate some of the wires and all that too. So be interesting to see how this comes out. I mean, I think it's like a 2 sensor instead of, I think it's like cuts down on the sensors and changes a few things around a little bit to try to make it more accessible. But now I will say one thing would get me really interested in VR. GTA VR.
Hookers.
Yeah, that would
GTA.
be cool. But
Well,
I mean,
see,
Microsoft
I
has
got it covered.
HoloLens, so go HoloLens. Screw VR. HoloLens looks so much cooler.
And here's the last thing I have to say about that for me. Look at the 3D the 3D TVs. Remember that was a big push like a couple years ago, 3D with the glasses.
Now.
Yeah. So, and that's where this is going to be.
All right. Gonna run through a few games here, kind of get your gauge what you think that we're gonna hear, what you think we're gonna hear about them. I think we'll definitely hear about these games coming up, at least the next two. Sea of Thieves, it's been in alpha. We've all had a bitch of a time trying to play it because they have such stupid hours for it.
It's the fucking craziest alpha planning I've ever seen in my life. Let's put it at a time when people can't fucking play it.
And then half the time they cancel too. So it's going to be interesting to see, do we get an idea of the release date, or do we just get more of an idea when the beta is coming?
I think we get both. I think we get a release date, and I think we'll get they'll announce the open public beta. Unfortunately, I was part of the alpha plan or the alpha for this, and yeah, the hours were just retarded.
Yeah, I haven't played a damn shift yet.
No. It's like, middle of the day, Saturday. Okay, that's like not happening.
And Wednesday at weird hours, but half the time they cancel the Wednesday ones. And it's
yeah, I expect to see a release date. Some people speculate 2017. I think that's hopeful. We haven't seen the beta yet, but I think they'll announce the beta. I think there'll be an open public beta announced and released after E3.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's early 2018.
I was going to say spring to summer 2018 with a beta around the holidays.
I've actually played it a few times. Me and Texas were actually able to get it. Yeah.
That's gaming's unicorn.
Probably played it 3 or 4 Saturdays maybe. And I think I don't want to talk about, about the details or anything, but I think with a group of GRG, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think matchmaking is going to suck for a lot of people. I think it might hit December. I really do. I think they're going to show at E3 everything that they've added. Every single time they have a new beta, they add stuff. So I think they're going to show all that, and I think we'll get a release date in December.
Wow.
There you go.
All right.
Moving on.
Definitely the boldest of predictions for that one. All right. The next little unicorn.
Wait, hold on a second.
Crackdown 3. Yeah.
Hold on a second. John, are you going to let Jammer boss you around like that?
Like what?
I heard him say
time
moving
police. I'm a co-host, goddammit. Though he says the word co-host, which means sometimes I help my friend out as the host and keep it moving. I'm the Ed McMahon giving Johnny the little nod over there, hey-oh, and laughing and saying, oh, wisest one, move along.
He's your boss.
All right. All right, back to what I was talking about, the next gaming unicorn. Crackdown 3, what did we see this, 2 years ago?
2014.
3 years ago. I thought it was 15. So 2014, we hear about it. We hear about the cloud and everything. And now we have heard jack shit since then. I think we're going to finally hear about this because I think the cloud becomes Scorpio as far as the power needed to run this game fully. Because notice since they talked about Scorpio, the whole Azure cloud has become vaporware. So I think now we finally get an idea what's coming, what it is, what's coming, and maybe even when on this game.
Yeah, I want to see some gameplay on this one too. I've said it before in the cast, I loved the first Crackdown. I didn't even give a shit about the Halo beta. And then that second one just blew the pooch. And so this one,
on both accounts.
Yeah, they have to show me some gameplay that this is more like the first one and not like that piece of shit second game.
I agree. Anybody else looking on this one?
Okay.
No.
Good job.
Yeah. No. It's not a title I played, so I'd have to actually see what's going on with it. It's not on my radar personally.
I think
I think
with
Microsoft
Jammer.
will get it away free eventually, and that's when I'll play it.
Oh, I love that game.
He's waiting for games with gold. I'm with Jammer. First one I enjoyed. Second one sucked. Just
It
shit.
was awful. I was so disappointed because I loved the first one so much.
Mm-hmm. Second one's trash. So hopefully, we got to see a lot. And like I said, I think the reason why we haven't seen it in 3 years is because the cloud died and Scorpio is going to be the real powerhouse behind it. This is one I think's coming up. I think we're going to see a 30-second tease for Halo.
Exactly.
That's not a bold. That could have been a bold prediction. You could have held that thing.
No, that's not a bold
I'll
prediction.
throw one out now.
That's easy. That's an easy move prediction.
Yeah, but that's a Johnny
not
prediction.
Bold.
Yeah, that's
It's
like a
not terribly
waffle.
bold, but
I mean, like you may see they'll show Master Chief teabagging Cortana, and that's it.
Oh,
Fade out.
wow.
Digital just grabbed his flashlight.
Yeah. He grabbed it. He started
Shades
using
of
it. He was grabbing his Halo one. I think the dude's
He's got that
every
one connected to Cortana. He's got that one connected to Windows 10 Cortana to say, "What are you doing?"
Cortana, tell me a joke. You have a small penis. That's not a joke.
All right, so we're in agreement. Halo's going to be shown. Probably tail end of the show.
I don't
Type
think we're
of thing
seeing
that-
any Red Dead.
They don't normally go to E3.
No.
No, they don't. Unless they're going to tie in. Usually, if they tie in with somebody, they will. They'll tie in with somebody. But I don't know. All right. So the last thing, we've gotten a lot of information about this now. Mixer, which is what Beam is now being called.
Why would they change the name?
we've-
I don't understand.
They explained it,
It's-
but it didn't make sense.
Well, it was all, from what I understood, it was all the party aspect, like they do with everything else. It's all about the
Mixing
social
people.
aspect. So they named it to match the social aspect and everything else. So, some neat features that we've heard of. I think we're going to get more fleshed out and get a roadmap for it.
Mixer sounds like some sorority party.
Yeah.
Perfect for GRG.
It's like a dating site.
Yeah.
Now, as someone that's actually used it,
Find your
I-
gaming match at mixer.com.
I have zero interest in streaming, but I've messed around with Beam, which is now Mixer. With the Xbox One, it is so built in and it works so well and it's so simple to use that if some little kid wants to go and be the next PewDiePie, it makes it very, very simple. You can pick your camera, you can have your face on there, your picture, your camera, chat up on the screen so you interact with that. It does your voice. You can press a button, it'll do the party voice. It's so simple. And then what Beers posted up on the forums today about the co-stream. So you can do like a 4-person stream on one stream. So if you had a party, we did a typical GRG night. We get 4 people playing. You get each of their views on one stream. So I think you'll see a lot of new stuff for that. They're going to obviously pimp that service.
Ghostbusters taught me never to cross streams, though.
Did you do a lot of streaming? Do you think the Mixer changes are something that would get you to lean that direction? Because you can still use the Elgato on it.
Yeah, I mean, I like some things about Beam. Still feel like it's a little bit restricted. I think the co-stream thing is great because you can do that with Twitch, but you have to go to a third-party website and enter each name of the person you want to watch. Where co-streaming, the streamer set it up and then it's put out together. So I think that's nice. I think Beam's going to stick around. I think they're a good competition for Twitch, but I'm so into Twitch right now. I don't know that I could switch over.
Well, just imagine the co-stream, like you and a couple of guys are playing Battlegrounds, and you're in a squad 4, and you can show that on one stream, like the GRG channel, and all 4 of you guys playing. I think that'd be pretty slick.
It's only like a 3-minute
it's
stream
cool.
because then we die.
But I mean, like I said, it's something that's been there for Twitch for years. It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
It requires more steps to do it, but it's been there.
Yeah, it's a third-party thing on Twitch. I mean, for Twitch, you have to go through a third-party site, like Dish just said. So, in this case, Microsoft's jumped out and integrated it where Twitch didn't quite yet. And I'm kind of surprised Twitch didn't because that's been around.
Yeah, but just watch. Twitch is trying to get
now.
Yeah, they're trying to get their desktop app going and get it going, but now this will be integrated into it 100%.
Also, I have one final thing for the Xbox. Updated Elite controller for the Scorpio. So they'll update it. They'll add the Bluetooth functionality to it. and they will have the customization, with the Design Labs customization. So that's my prediction.
Nice.
That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, you could have saved that.
Oh, we're saving that? We have that later?
Bold
Yeah,
prediction.
that's at the end.
Oh, well, fuck it.
I even said while we're
Hopefully
talking
they'll work
about
on the
Scorpio,
quality of them also.
You know
Okay.
what? Fuck your agenda.
Let's bump over to PlayStation side.
Okay, moving on.
One thing I saw that was interesting, a rumor going around that Sony's going to come out with some sort of Switch competitor. I see very little substantiation behind this. I'm not sure if we're going to see anything like this all. I'm saying take this with a block of salt, if anything. But Sony has jumped on the Nintendo bandwagon and tried to copy their features before with Vita remote play to PlayStation 3 and 4. So this wouldn't be the first time. What do you think of a Sony handheld Switch-like?
Is it the same as PS4, or is it a whole different?
The rumor is all digital version would have the full PS4 library. So it's basically a PS4 handheld that drops in, you can play it on TV versus handheld.
Well, I know you won't admit to your Switch ownership, so you can't comment on this.
I don't have one. I have nothing.
As someone who has one, like my kid bought one, it's a pretty fucking slick device. I really kind of think this is pretty cool. And if PS4 can emulate this and get on that and put the graphics of a PS4 into a Switch-like device, I'd be interested.
At what price?
Well, that's a big question. That'd be an expensive son of a bitch.
You're putting that type of graphics on that damn little thing. It's going to be fucking expensive.
Well, and here's the thing. It's Sony. How many games came out for the Vita that were hits? How many games have came out for any of their handhelds? The handheld itself has been awesome. People have loved the handheld itself, but they've had maybe 5 games that they've carried around with them that they really love, that are great. I mean, how many games are on the PS4 that are good? I mean, it's all about the game. So
sure. But if it says Johnny says you get the PS4 games and you can take it with you.
This is the rumor. I'm reporting the rumor. The only reason I saw this rumor was that a Game Informer editor tweeted about it last week.
I mean, just think of it like you're at your baseball tournaments. Like I'm at basketball tournaments. You get hours between games. Me and the kid are playing Mario Kart on the table. We set it up and with the controllers. If I can do that with a PS4, with PS4 quality games, I don't know. There's just no way I think they can fit into it. I mean, the Switch is very small, very thin. I just got to imagine, to get something in PlayStation 4 quality. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it, but who knows?
It's pointless to me. I've never been a mobile gamer and never will.
Yeah, but see,
what are we talking quality? Are we talking 720p? Because it's not going to do 1080p.
Yeah, I don't know. 720p on that screen is probably fine, though.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. That small screen.
Yeah.
But is it behind, though, because it'd be 1080p in a dock?
Yeah,
and I mean, PS4 Pro's already 4K.
The Switch for me is probably more importantly a mobile device than it is a home console. My kid uses it, while driving all around. He'll play it. It's basically an iPad competitor, like an iPad mobile gaming competitor. So you're playing an actual real game, but on this little small device. You put that as a PlayStation.
I'll tell you what, pipe dream, 1080p on handheld, 4K in the dock with the PS4. Yeah, I mean, like I said,
priced out of the market.
Well, yeah, Sony'd have to take a big loss early on for that sucker, because there's no way. I mean, we already know over $500 does not sell. So
no, that would blow it out of the water.
But that thing, I mean, shit, I'd be trading my damn PS4 and whatever else I could to get that.
Sure.
Oh, I would be able to play the show 1080p handheld. Shit.
PS4 team lead promoted. Done and done. Thank you. Moving on.
All right. Games. Boy, this is where I thought the deja vu is coming in, because half of E3 last year has not been talked about since E3. I think Sony's presentation is going to be 2016 Part 2. I mean, we've got Detroit Beyond Human, God of War, Days Gone, and Spider-Man. All 4 of those talked about big time. We've seen about 5 screenshots of Spider-Man since E3 and nothing else.
They're coming this year to combat the Scorpio.
I agree. I think we finally hear about them.
They're going to try,
but I mean,
it's not. I mean, like you look at a game like Spider-Man. Like we played Spider-Man titles before, they're okay, but who sticks around playing those I don't know. I can't see that being a big thing. God of War obviously is going to be the big hit on that. Not too concerned.
Detroit Beyond Human's the big one I'm looking for out of that list.
I think,
but I like those.
Big. God of War and Detroit Beyond Human are both going to be huge games for Sony.
Will they get your PlayStation out of the closet?
Yes, and so will they. It's gone. It's gone's right up my alley.
Mm-hmm. What about Last of Us 2?
I don't think we see it.
So I don't care.
I don't think we see it. I think Naughty Dog's going to be talking about the new Uncharted that they sent a trailer out last month. The new Uncharted, I think, is what they're going to talk about. Last of Us, maybe a 30-second tease like Halo gets, but that's a 2018 title at the earliest. Probably 2019.
Yeah, that's a big draw.
All right, let's go over to Nintendo.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Nintendo, obviously, it's going to be about the Switch. I think we see more first-person titles coming out in the year. Here's the question. Do we finally get commitment on the mythical third-party support they've talked about, but we haven't seen jack squat about since? Except for a FIFA game.
No. Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I think it's a shame. I think they really should. I think they're going to need to escape from the major titles and start working with the indie devs on the Switch. And, go about promoting this and getting games for it a different way than relying on EA, Activision, whatnot to create content for it. I think you're going to see, obviously, the next Mario title. Was it the Mario Odyssey or whatever it's called?
Yeah,
that'll
Galaxy
be the big push. And then what's the Mario and Rabbids, some shit like that.
The Raving Rabbids.
So I think you'll see stuff like that, their first party stuff. But I really think they need to start tapping into indie devs and finding a way to get that content there, to build up the system. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think it's really a pretty slick device. I kind of really like it. I don't know if I would, my kid bought it. I don't know if I would technically buy one, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You should buy one, Johnny. You would like it. Camping would be perfect.
If they had titles.
You're at that campsite and, it's late at night. Everybody's around the campfire. You could be playing a game of Mario Kart.
You know what? I need to see more than just first party shit. Sorry.
You're missing out.
I know, but you know what? That's what everybody said would be the case with the Wii U, and I bought one of those, and guess what? The only thing I missed was anything to play on it.
Yeah, well, that's why we have one. We got the Wii U and then trade that in. We got $150, so. Oh, forget about Cuphead. I see that.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Cuphead. Yeah.
That's never coming out. That
was supposed to be a launch title.
Yeah, that's like the most basic platformer, and it looks fantastic. But how the fuck do you not get something like that out? seriously,
it's the
platformer.
indie version of Duke Nukem.
Yeah,
it's never gonna hit.
At this point, I mean, Christ, it's a side scroller platformer.
Do you think we get back to Nintendo? Do you think we get a little more information on what's coming out for this virtual console, for the online service that's going to have games that you can play, older games, virtual console games, the $20 a year that they announced, and games that will be kind of coming in and out almost like a Netflix service for Nintendo games?
Well, I think
I'm going with a no on that.
I think you will. I think you saw the Nintendo, that little device they sold for Christmas that was so popular they couldn't even keep them on the shelves. And
they quit manufacturing it?
Yeah, they're going to find a way to get the old games onto this device. So you're going to see stuff like Nintendo, SNES, Super Nintendo. You'll see devices like that and a way for them to charge for that. I don't know if it'll be the online service or what.
Well, they already said that there would be games that come with the subscription for $20 a year, along with online play. So
yeah, but then they delay the $20 a year until next year,
spring of 2018.
Yeah. So
their online,
their
whole online thing is so fucked up. I don't know.
Well,
I'm still trying to figure out my Wii friend code.
It's 6. That's what it is. It's 6.
Nintendo needs to go the way of Sega. Just start making games. Forget the hardware. The games are what sells the hardware. Everybody just wants their games. They want Zelda. They want Mario. Make it for everything else and make money.
Make Mario a Mario platformer. Put it on the iPhone and just collect cash.
Yeah.
Collect cash.
Yeah.
Mario Kart for the iPhone. Collect cash. That's it. They're done. It's easy. It's so much money right there.
All right. Next platform, I guess we could call it PC and Steam. And we talked a little bit about Windows 10, but Steam is obviously the reigning champ in the games realm. What do you think we hear from PC wise? I mean,
it's brought up at
obviously-
every
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3 is brought up at every E3 prediction show. That's moving on. That's it. That happens every show, every year, no matter what podcast you listen to. If they talk about that, they say Half-Life 3.
They can't make Half-Life 3. They can't. At this point, they can't.
At this point,
I'll tell you when they'll make Half-Life 3. We're all going to be about 80.
No.
And they're going to finally unveil Half-Life 3, and 90% of the PC gaming community at our age is going to drop dead from a heart attack from shock.
No, they can't.
Valve doesn't need to. They pump money out just with Steam.
Yeah.
Half-Life 2 was so good and revolutionary at the time. Half-Life 1, there's no way they can remake that and get back to that level. They just can't. They just can't do it. Just move on. No Half-Life 3, it's over. No one even wants to play a game like that anymore. So you create a single-player game like Half-Life, first-person shooter. No one's going to want that. They don't want that style game anymore. Chamber's throwing a hissy fit. No.
When I host a show, we're very timely.
Well, this is
talking about E3. This is like, it's huge.
It's usually a 5-hour show.
Well, it'll be a 5-hour duo show because Digit and me are not left.
Oh my goodness.
So do you think VR makes a bigger statement during the PC gaming show? Last question on PCs.
I don't care. I already told you about my thoughts about VR, so it doesn't matter on my PC or on the fucking Xbox.
A grumpkin.
I feel like the VR games are the good ones are so rare. Like, how many have we seen that are like Star Trek, where a bunch of people can interact with each other and actually it looks good and it looks fun? And there's that one Office game where you can do a bunch of stupid stuff that looks fun for like 5 minutes. But there's not many VR games that you really look like you could sink your teeth into,
VR
Sink your
porn
teeth.
game.
God, you went there, didn't you? Had a shitty grin the whole time he said it too. Jesus. All right. So let's talk about the major game houses then, the publishers. Activision. Activision's going to have a big year. I think a lot of it's going to be talked about during the PlayStation conference, but let's face it, Destiny 2, Call of Duty, World War II.
Yeah, well, I think we already saw most of the stuff we're going to see about Destiny 2 already.
They're not going to bring out more,
They may show it. They may pimp it.
More gameplay.
Yeah, they're going to pimp it.
In fact, I hear there's going to be a playable it's going to be playable on the floor.
Sure. But you won't learn anything new from it. They're just going to show off and say, look, this is what we got. Xbox doesn't have the extra content. Go fuck yourselves. So, which is shitty if it's a shitty thing that they do and whatever.
Well, there you go.
How about World War II? I think we see first footage. Real footage.
I think we see multiplayer. Usually they don't show multiplayer at the get-go. That comes later. I think we see multiplayer. I think they really have to prove themselves.
I think you're right.
See trenches and flamethrowers.
Yeah, I'm probably completely wrong with this, and they probably won't. But I really think they have to prove themselves.
Based on how they were talking during the initial reveal presentation they did on Twitch for World War II, I think you're right. I think they are going to talk more about it and show multiplayer at E3. I think we're going to see. In fact, I think it's going to be playable on the floor. All right, and then EA, they also have, I think, a big. Well, they got Star Wars Battlefront 2, which will be a big release going along with The Last Jedi. More story. In fact, they're talking a story that spans all the trilogies and multiplayer and, expanded out multiplayer. So I'm looking forward to this, but it's Star Wars. I mean,
I think they have a lot. It's another title that's got to prove itself. I think Battlefront 1 was just an arcade version of like a Battlefield series. And this one, hopefully there's some depth to it. So there's some class, some upgrade, some progression with your character. And I also like to see them maybe show off how they're going to handle heroes and vehicles. Like before, it was kind of like random shit you found on the map. Where I'd like to see them go back to the original Battlefront where you went to the hangar of like Hoth and got a snowspeeder or something. Maybe make it more Battlefield styled.
I think it'll still sell at Star Wars.
Oh, obviously it'll still sell. You get the new Star Wars movie coming out, so sure.
I think it's going to be more fleshed out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think it's going to be more fleshed out this time.
Who liked the last Battlefront?
I enjoyed it for our casual shooter.
No, I hated it.
It was a nice casual shooter.
To be honest, all these shooters just feel the same to me. I'm so burned on the typical shooter.
And they're pretty much all the same.
You need to play Paladins with me because I'm pro.
More survival games.
The other thing I think we're going to see 2 Star Wars games displayed. I really think we're going to that Star Wars more open world role player that's going to be coming out that the studio leads from Uncharted and Jade Dynasty are teaming up on with EA. I think we're going to see, we saw some screenshots last year. A lot of people picked those apart like they were the Zapruder film. But I think we're going to see gameplay, and we're going to get an idea what the story is going to be about. The one that replaced that 1313 prototype.
You could have been really bold and predicted 3 because Lego Rogue One.
Yeah. Well,
you know what? I don't.
Coming.
They're a fun diversion, but I don't put those in the. I guess I don't put those in the. Plus, they're not EA, so I didn't have it in here. But yeah, you're right. It's going to be out. Or Lego Last Jedi. All right. So we've kind of gone through the major. I guess we didn't talk much about Ubisoft. I think we'll see some gameplay from Far Cry 5, which has stirred up a bit of a shitstorm. But so, all right, let's go around the horn. Let's do some bold predictions. What do you think's going to happen? EA Jammer, you want to start us off?
See, my bold prediction isn't necessarily an E3, but a year-long bold prediction. I think that besides a very, very hardcore user base, the Scorpio is going to tank. And there's going to be just regular Xbox One users in there with that price point. And because the Xbox One is going, the Scorpio is going to tank, Microsoft will pull away even more from the Xbox Play Anywhere idea because they don't want people playing the games on the PC. They want them getting the Xbox games on the Scorpio.
Okay. Digital?
I think Sony's going to show why 2018 is the year to own a PS4. I think they're going to blow Xbox away as far as games go. Xbox has got the equipment. Sony's got the better looking games. And as long as they come out in 2018, they should do better.
Wow. Okay. Jack?
I think they both suck. I don't believe either one of their opinions. No, see, I already blew mine. I'm sorry. It was the controller for the Scorpio, the updated Elite controller with the Bluetooth and customization. Okay. So,
I have another one, John. I predict our E3.
Then I got a question for you.
Oh, good. I predict that our E3 show next year will be a lot shorter if I host it.
Oh, for crying out loud! You act like the E3 is something that we can just cram into 40 minutes.
Yes. Well, what was your question?
No. All right. My question, do you think with Scorpio tanking, do you think the Xbox One S is going to be the real seller for the holidays?
Yeah, I think the lower price point, the high price point on the Scorpio is like digital. I'm an example. I mean, I play a PC. I already have that quality there. So people that want the console in the home, parents at Christmas time or whatever, unless it's a hardcore gamer, the parents are going to buy the standard or the slim at that price point. And so then that's why with the Play Anywhere, which they haven't really done a ton of Play Anywhere anyway, then they're like, oh shit, we got to get these hardcore PC players to get the Scorpio. So that's when they get rid of the Play Anywhere and hopefully draw those people to buying the Scorpio.
I disagree.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. So anyway.
No. I think you look at the fact, so we had the original Xbox One come out. Then we had the Slim, which was an upgrade. So
I already have you on this. I already have you. You know why I have you on this?
Why?
Because you are a hardcore gamer.
No,
right?
No.
But you're a gamer. You play every night. Okay. And you've already said, I don't know how I'm going to sneak that past the wife.
No, my thought is here. So you have the hardware upgrades. So we already had the original Xbox One come out. Then they come out with the Slim, which is obviously a better unit, completely all around better unit. They've basically phased out the original Xbox hardware, and now you can pretty much only get the Slim. So they're going to run that for a while as they introduce the Scorpio. As the Scorpio gains traction, and over the next 2 years, they'll phase out the Slim, and everybody will just migrate to the Scorpio, and then. Because the hardware, it's going to cost them just as much to make the Slim as it does the Scorpio. So there won't be any reason to actually continue manufacturing the Slim when they can they'll slowly drop down. It'll come out like at $500, but within a year or 2 years, you're going to be looking at 300, 250.
I don't know how they're going to put that equipment in there at a low price point. I mean, they're going to take a loss on it.
No,
but
they always take a loss. They are always taking a loss on every console. Period.
But they're going to take
Microsoft's taking a loss on everything at some point.
Yeah.
But the other part that I win is that in the agenda it says bold prediction. And it's bold. Like your prediction is, oh wow, they're going to make a new controller. That was really bold. That was really bold.
When did you put that? Because I printed out the
thing. It really matters on what you consider successful. Is it financial successful, or is it successful as the console that takes over? Because there's a big difference.
Yeah, no, to me it's consoles and homes. The Slim is going to be in more homes than the Scorpio.
Yeah, I'm looking at the agenda from what I printed.
Sure, yes,
I print out the agenda
because most parents and kids can't tell the difference between upscaled 4K and regular 4K. So as long as they have a 4K TV and they get the upscaling, they can't tell the difference. And and you're talking about $200 difference. So yeah, I mean most people will get the Slim this holiday. After that, it will start to change.
Yeah, it'll progress. I mean, look at how the Slim came in. So the Slim came in, it was $400, and now what's it selling for with the game?
Yeah.
And can you get the original Xbox?
All I know is I'm quite
on
bold.
deals.
Yeah,
trying to get rid of old stock. Yeah.
So I mean, like they're not manufacturing it. So Jammer sucks. And his thing about the bold predictions was not in the agenda to the last fucking minute. So he can go fuck himself.
It wasn't in the agenda. That's but every year.
That's my
every
rant.
year we do these shows.
That's my second
and any
rant.
other podcast you listen to, it has bold fucking predictions.
It wasn't
so for you who listens to all these podcasts and tells Johnny and me what we're doing wrong,
I printed out the agenda.
I pay attention. You failed.
I printed out the agenda. I'm looking at it right now.
All right. Here's my prediction. I'm going a different direction in the Jammer. My prediction. Microsoft is out to do one thing, and that's dominate the landscape. They're more concerned about how many people are on live, how many people are buying games, how many people are getting, how many people are on the services, the service aspect, those subscription models, especially now that they have the new subscription model with the gaming. What is it, 20 a month now that has that full library that they're going to be adding to it's got the older games that they just announced. The Game Pass. Thank you. They're worried about the subscriptions. They have been for years. Office is a subscription. Windows services are a subscription. Everything's a subscription now. Hardware they will take a hit on. And as a result for that, I think we're going to see two things happen. One, Xbox One Scorpio comes out with $350 to $400, taking a deep cut to try to get it into the enthusiast homes. With that, One S drops to $200 for the holiday season to get that into the casual home, the parents with kids, get it more out there. They're right now looking to get more units out, at least in North America in their main territories, than Sony. And that's what Scorpio and the One S are going to be doing this holiday season. So there's mine.
That was bold, Johnny.
Well, with everybody predicting 500 for the damn hardware, I'm going 100 to 150 lower.
I think he's been reading all the articles where the game devs are calling their games services now instead of games. Games aren't games anymore; they're services, and that's how they.
It's all about services.
Yeah.
For the last decade, software's been going to service, and that's what Microsoft's done with all their shit.
Well, I mean, even games, you pay for the game, and then you pay for DLC, and then you pay for more DLC, and more DLC, and more DLC, and more DLC.
Or the MMO with a monthly on top of a game price.
Microtransactions.
Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Continued support. That's why you just play Elder Scrolls Online with me and have a good time. Well, except for Jammer. He's not allowed to game with me in Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh my God, that's a blessing.
Yes. You stick to BDO.
Hey, Johnny, how can people email us so I can give them tips on how not to play with Lala so I can help others?
That is ReaperCast at GrimReaperGamers.com. They can also get in touch with you on the forums at forums.GrimReaperGamers.com.
What about Player Me?
Who goes there? Want to welcome the new members of the clan. We've had a few show up, a couple PS4 people, some PC folks, a few Xbox. We've had some people coming in lately.
We had somebody from what country?
Norway.
Oh, international.
Yeah. We are going worldwide.
Well, we have a few worldwide. We have a couple in Europe.
Say we're going more worldwide. All right. So welcome to GRG. Our next show will be.
Oh, boy, you really used an old agenda, didn't you?
I didn't think I used that old agenda. Jesus.
June 20th.
Yeah, around June.
Well,
Yeah, June 20th. Oh, that's recording time. So the week of June 20th, June 19th, you'll get to see another podcast out. And we'll recap E3.
Will we? We'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be old news. No one cares.
It's going to be gaming news at that time.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget to look us up on Facebook at facebook.com/Grim Reaper Gamers. And Jammer, hit me with the Twitter address.
It's grgamers.com. Spell out the .dot.
And as always, you can check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Grim Reaper Gamers and Mixer at mixer.com/Grim Reaper Gamers. No, we do not have a Corn Hub presence.
That was the best April Fool's that year when they switched it to Corn Hub.
That was awesome. And I've gotten shit for that joke for 2 years running. But all right. So, hey, I want to thank everybody, especially the voice from on high returning for the E3 Extravaganza Digital. Thank you for being on the show.
Glad you got to see me or hear me.
Well, most here. Everybody's with you. It's always been hear you except for one episode.
Yeah. The voice from above.
Like the doorman on Rhoda.
Yes. Email us if you'd like Digital to produce our show again.
Oh, God.
You don't want to see videos of us again, do you guys? That's scary.
Yeah. If you've been wanting us to do, I've heard people tell us they want us to be live. That's the way. Email us so we can prove to Digital that we should be live.
Was that
every person that votes
O'Reilly?
yes gets a waterfall picture from me?
That's incentive.
I don't know about that.
Shit, our email's gonna blow up.
There goes Johnny
Jammer,
stretching
Jack,
the end.
Thank you guys for being on the show. Well, thank you guys.
I just want to know, is Johnny stretch out the end as long as his new mic holder, the suspension arm?
That is one hell of an arm.
I am trying to be polite here, you assholes.
That's like, you can probably go like 10 feet with this mic.
It is long.
He could take it to the shitter. He's got a shit during the show. He could take it.
Just swing it around, take a dump.
Yeah.
Hey, Xbox is gonna. Oh.
To read those Grimoire cards while you're in there.
Oh God. All right. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Remember, look us up on your favorite services. We got what?
Yeah.
Sketcher,
Go to the site.
Google Play, iTunes, you name it, we're there. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Twitch. For YouTube, especially for past episodes. And obviously iTunes, Google Play, all that. So for Digital, Lala, Jammer, this is Johnny Hustler signing off saying, take care, stay safe, and never game alone.